like to thank you all for coming on such a warm, beautiful afternoon. We didn't expect it to be quite this warm today, so we're not going to keep you sitting here too long. But we do have a nice program for you today. My name is Gary Bates, and I'm the current principal here at Garfield. We've had, I think, 10 or 11 over the past 80 years, so it's not every day that a school turns 80 years old and still is in such good shape and does such wonderful things. So we've got just a little example of some of the things that happen here at Garfield. If you had an opportunity to get around and look at the building, sign up if you went to school here or worked here, tell what rooms were and what you did, check out the memorabilia in the cafeteria, and that sort of thing, and make yourselves at home. 80 years ago, this was a swamp. If you look down on the board of the cafeteria, you'll see a couple of pictures there of some guys in a little canoe with them building the building in the background. So over here on the other side of 10th Avenue is a swamp, and so it's changed a lot in the past 80 years. So there's a lot of tradition and a lot of good things going on. So without further ado, we do have some special guests with us today. Our piano player is Mrs. Nancy Schaefer. She was a music teacher here for many years. We'll hear from her again a little bit later on. Representative Espinoza has a proclamation for us.
Good afternoon. It is a little long. So I'll make it brief. It's an honor for me to be here. Anytime, part of when I first got to Lansing, the thing that really struck me the most was the history of the Michigan House. And you look at the wonderful architecture and you get emotional about it because of the history and because of the people that have come before it. So when I got asked to, if I could be here today, I gladly accepted. Seeing that the work that is done, the architecture in this gym, where they blended the old with the new, and did such a wonderful job. I think it's important to maintain traditions. I think it's great when you have grandparents who went to the same school that their grandchildren are going to. You have that continuity, and it's that continuity, I think, that kind of builds a community and makes it what it is. So with that, I'm just happy to be here and happy to be a part of it. So thank you very much.
After a long, yes, it didn't quite as long as the building has, but our current superintendent is retiring at the end of the month. And Mr. Kimball, if you'd like to step forward. Mr. Kimball's put in many, many years of hard work, and we appreciate everything. And it's part of his hard effort that made sure that our gym got renovated and looks as nice as it is. So if I could get a welcome from Mr. Kimball.
It really is my pleasure to be here today, especially in our renovated gym and to celebrate to see his birthday. I just want to tell you quickly, I have a long, rich heritage also with Garfield School. My parents went here, my aunts and uncles went here, my wife went here. I went here for 6 weeks in kindergarten. We've been here for so many different kinds of meetings, activities, games. The one thing that always impresses me about Garfield School and the Garfield community, and I happen to live in the Garfield community, is the community of parent involvement and the spirit. And this is a wonderful school. I visited several times this year. The quality of the instruction is going on, the quality of the leadership in this community. We're blessed to have it, and I hope you enjoy your day. Thank you.
A birthday celebration wouldn't be complete without a proclamation. And we have a very special guest with us today. Garfield, as you know, is named after a president. He wasn't in office a real long time, but he did. And he is here back with us today to make a proclamation. President Garfield, if you could come forward, please.
Well, it is my very great pleasure and distinct honor to attend such a fine educational institution as Garfield is, especially since it's named after me. Can I not not campaigning this year, folks. Well, Mr. Espinosa and I have a lot in common. I just wanted to remind you of a few things about my life, which, being my age, I have since forgotten, so I had to write some things down. Born May 19, 1831, as James Abram Garfield in Cuyahoga, Ohio, in a log cabin. I was a whopping 10 pounds at birth. I learned to read by the age of 3. All you children who are here today, I want you to develop a love for reading. I loved reading. I entered school at age 3, and I learned to read at age 3. I worked as a janitor, as a carpenter. I worked farm work to pay my way through school. I greatly desired an education, and I worked hard. And all of you children who work hard will attain a great deal, even possibly as President of the United States. I attended Hiram College in Ohio. I was an 1856 graduate of the Williams College in Massachusetts. I studied law and became an attorney. I even did some preaching for a time. I was a lieutenant colonel in the Union Army, and I rose to the rank of Major General after several battles. Those were arduous and difficult and sad. I became president on March 4th of 1881. I was strongly opposed to slavery. I couldn't stand that and fought against it a great deal. As you know, or maybe you don't know, I was assassinated. I was shot while in the waiting room of the Baltimore and Tacoma Railroad, waiting for the train to go visit with my wife in New Jersey. I was shot in the arm, and one bullet entered my back. It was a disgruntled employee who didn't receive an appointment as ambassador to France. Now we'd like to send him there. Now, many surgeons worked over me. They probed, trying to find where the bullet was and extract the bullet. They were unsuccessful. Little did they know they were doing more damage than good. A well-known gentleman that you've heard of, Alexander Graham Bell, brought this newfangled gadget. As I lay in the White House on the bed, he passed the wand over me, a metal detector. The problem was that every place he passed the wand over my body, he found. Well, years later, they discovered the reason. Had they put me on the floor or on some kind of a wooden pallet, they would have discovered the bullet. I probably would have lived, very likely would have lived. But what they didn't know at that time, Mr. Alexander Graham Bell, was that I was on a mattress that had coil springs. Therefore, they didn't find the bullet. I died on September 19, 2 months after being shot, not from the wound itself, but from lead poisoning and infection. Many folks don't know that I was the first left-handed president to be elected. I was the first to have my mother at my inauguration. I received a salary of $50,000, which I'm sure was fine at that time. I could write Latin with one hand and Greek with the other hand, as I taught Latin and Greek at Harvard College for a time. I was the first to campaign in 2 languages. One, of course, was English. Could you guess the other language at that time that I was campaigning for votes in? French? German. I campaigned in. I was the college president of Harvard College in Ohio at age 26. I was 6 feet tall, and my hobby was billiards. I was the last of 7 presidents to be born in a log cabin. And you can visit a home that is now a National Historic Site in my honor in Mentor, Ohio. And I think now I have a proclamation from another politician. This is from the state of Michigan, special tribute in recognition. Let it be known that on June 5th, 2005, students, teachers, staff, and area citizens will gather at Garfield Elementary School in Port Huron celebrate a very special event, the school's 80th anniversary. It is a pleasure and a privilege to commemorate this milestone and to congratulate everyone who has contributed to this school's tradition of excellence, a legacy that the present faculty and staff are continuing with great success. We commend them. Much has happened in the last 80 years in education, in the community, and in society. Garfield Elementary School has been a constant in an ever-changing world, always providing an exemplary education to the many young people who have walked through the halls and sat at the desks. Indeed, the school is a model of effectiveness for the entire state. The staff and faculty, past and present, have worked diligently to prepare young people for the future. There is a positive, inspiring environment in every classroom, and the students have responded with impressive results. Another key to the success of Garfield Elementary has been strong parental involvement. The school has held many activities throughout the years honoring its growth, development, and history. The culmination is a ceremony on June 5th, 2005, where the school community observed the anniversary. Everyone should take great pride. In special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and dedicated to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Garfield Elementary School of the Port Huron Area School District, and to congratulate the school community on this milestone. Signed by Judd Gilbert, Judson Gilbert II, State Senator of the 25th District, the 93rd Legislature, at Lansing on May 26, 2005. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, President Garfield. It's not often that we get an actual president to come to our school.
I forgot, I would be 174 years old this year.
Garfield has become a school of traditions, educating students in a wonderful way, producing students that come out here and go on to do great, wonderful things. When they move on, they know that they go to middle school and high school, they know that they've come from Garfield just by the things that they know and the pride that they have. Well, some of those other traditions are things that our students are doing now. One that started a few years back was our drumming. We have, for the past 5 or 6 years, 4 or 5 years back, a group called Gators in the Rough that write their own music, they produce them. We have a couple of numbers here today, and to put us into kind of a drumming mood, our component, Mrs. Upton, will introduce Gators in the Rough.
Very dedicated organization. They've eaten all. Our first number is Fun Fun Fun, where the students actually have a space where they each get to add their own pieces that they're kind of making up on the spot. And the second one is called Jungle Jam, that they actually wrote themselves this year, and it includes our African xylophone here called Jill. So we get started. Thanks.
once a week after school or twice a week and practice. So that last one they wrote themselves and it's kind of their favorite. So we're really happy to have them. Student participation in a lot of activities is also another tradition here at Garfield. And one of our former teachers retired a year or so ago, and a couple of her helpers, Mrs. Whiting, taught here for many years, and her helpers, Miss Debbie and Mrs. Dad, decided to put together a small thing for our birthday celebration today. So they stepped kind of back into the time machine and called upon our student body and got quite a mixture of students to come and do a little bit for us. So they emptied the stage. So if you guys want to take the stage.
Our group's a little bit smaller today than it was on Friday, and so I think they're a little bit nervous about that. But we're doing a Charleston, which is an old dance from the 20s, and they, at first, they had no idea what they were going to be doing, and once they learned this dance, I think they had a lot of fun doing it. So I hope you enjoy it.
Some of them are shy, some of them aren't, you know. But it's no easy task to get up there and dance in front of all these people you've never seen before and go through that. So they did an excellent job. Garfield has a very rich history. It goes way back to when it was a kindergarten through ninth grade school. And at that time, they had basketball and football teams and all sorts of things, championship teams. You look down in the cafeteria and you look at some of the memorabilia, you can see some of those pictures of old basketball teams and football teams that played here at one time. We've gone from that to as many as 900 students in the building, down to we're at about 450 today. We have 0 through 80 through 5th graders that go here now. And those rich traditions continue. Well, if we go way back in the time machine again, we discovered that at one time Garfield had a different song. And it was Garfield Juniors. And if you look on the back of your sheets, you'll see one that says Garfield Juniors, and it's to the song on Wisconsin. And I would like all of you to join in when we sing that this time. And let's see how many of you that went here when it was Juniors. can remember all of the words, but they're all there. Gonna go through it once and then we'll go back through it again? All right, Mrs. Schaefer. Your turn. And then they went through kind of a dry spell. Between 74 and 95, there wasn't really a song for Garfield at the time. But then Mrs. Schaefer, in her creative juices for flowing, came up with one. Garfield became the Gators, and we now know that that song is on these sheets as well. Now we're only going to go through this in one because I know that everybody in here knows this one, so we want everybody to join in the Garfield song.